Hi, I'm James Goulsbra, and I'm joined by Amy Hancock, and we are the Bean Counter the Boss podcast hosts, and we are talking about a video series on how we do what we do.
So today we're going to talk about handover and relationship building. So we're going to start with professional clearance.
Oh, it's a bugbear of mine.
I mean, I think it's a bugbear for a lot of us that I've spoken to in the accounting world. But if I've spoken to a lot of people and they're complaining about professional clearance, are they the ones that are causing?
Maybe, but also, why is there such an issue with professional clearance? Because it shouldn't be.
Yeah, but some people take it personally.
Yeah, I get that. It's, you know, if you've given your all to a client and they then decide to leave, and that's their choice. Yes, I can, and it is our business, so where we do have that emotional attachment. I do get it, but we shouldn't be stopping others from doing their job.
Agreed.
Especially when, like we said in the previous episode, where we uncover something.
Yes.
That then means we've got to do the catch-up fee, but of course that's causing the issue.
And we're the ones that have to break the news.
Exactly. So with professional clearance.
Yes. I'm sending them through Client Engager now.
Okay.
I did do a template email that I was sending through. I was trying not to do letters. I would do letters if I had to, if I didn't hear anything.
Right.
So my first call is email. Was email, now Client Engager, sending it through. Sometimes it goes to junk. So I give them about a week. Then I'll hit the phone.
Right.
Or I might get my admin to hit the phone, depending on what mood I'm in. And if we can get through, usually we can get through to someone and we ask when. I've had to send a letter once in the last 18 months where I haven't been able to get through on the phone and haven't got through on email. And then we have got stuff through. So I have received professional clearance through in the end. There hasn't been anyone that hasn't provided it to me at all yet. But I'm hearing horror stories from many peers that are saying, you know, people just get ghosted.
Yeah, I've experienced that.
Have you?
It's not great, especially when you uncover something like a VAT return that's not been done properly, and then you have to try and press for an answer, and they just completely shut down, don't acknowledge you, and you've then got to guess or unpick and then try and redo something. That's not easy. It's time. Then the client questions what's previously been done, and that's not saying anything was done wrong elsewhere. It's just they start to question it a bit more, because then and they want you to delve a bit more into it. It's not a nice experience to be ghosted. Obviously, if we had clients depart, we try and make sure that we hand over, you know, within 2 days of doing it, it's done.
Yeah.
If they want to leave, they need to move on, and we need to make sure providing everything that we do to the next accountant. So if we're able to do that, why can't they do it back to us?
Yeah.
You know, we've had it simply where they've just gone, here's trial balance.
You got a trial balance? I mean, sometimes I just get a set of accounts and it will be a full set of accounts. So give us that and then that'll be it.
Yeah.
My most recent one is just a set of accounts. Thankfully, they've given me a backup of the payroll. We use BrightPay for payroll and they gave us the backup. That's it. I don't even have access to the client's zero yet.
No, so I just think from that there needs to be, I think, an improvement from all accountants when it comes to professional clearance. I think we're all responsible for ensuring a better way of doing it, whether we like it or not. We're seen as professionals. We should behave professionally. We're expected to behave professionally.
Yeah.
So it's kind of, I say it's a bugbear of mine when someone decides to nonchalantly just ignore what your request, or they don't give you the full picture of what's truly going on, and we then, like say, have to be the ones to break the bad news. Say, you know, well, actually, you can't take that dividend because you don't have enough profits to do it, or actually, we've uncovered something that needs to be disclosed, and the issue now is you've got to pay more tax, and no, that's wrong in my eyes. Yeah. It's completely wrong, and I think there has to be an improvement on that.
Yeah, so we have got options. So if they're a member of ACCA, ICAW, AEP, we can go to the body. From what I've seen, you might be able to correct me, it just says a reasonable time frame.
Yeah.
Rather than you have to respond within a certain amount of days. And I think it'd be unfair to put a certain amount of days on people because what if someone messages you in the last week of January and you've got loads of tax returns? You're not going to be able to reply
No.
straight away.
But at least acknowledge them.
Yeah, exactly. I would just like an acknowledgement of I've received it in one instance. So I do audit.
Yes.
I obviously send for clearance and also another letter to send to say I'd like access to the prior year. Working.
Well, you have to, don't you?
I could do an audit of the prior year if I really wanted to. Clients don't really want to pay for that. They'd much prefer...
They've already paid for it, so
Exactly.
why are they going to do it again?
I've had an acknowledgement 2 months ago, and then nothing. So now I'm coming to do the audit, and I don't have the prior year, access to the prior year. And actually, some auditors have been. I think auditors' handovers probably worse than accountancy and tax handovers. It takes a lot longer because you're actually looking at their whole.
Yeah.
You're requesting to look at their whole file and all of their work, and obviously you want to protect your work as well.
I mean, I do get that, but the point is, okay, so worried that they've realised they've made the mistake and they don't want to, allow you to see it.
Uh-huh.
Do you know what? That's not a problem. We're human. We make mistakes.
Yeah.
The thing is when you try to cover it up, that's the worst bit, or just plainly trying to block the other accountant from having that information. That's even worse because you're then acknowledging you've made the mistake and you've then got to, you're not allowing it then to be resolved.
Yeah. So on the audit side, slightly different. As a new auditor to an exiting, I have to sign a hold harmless. To basically say I won't rely too much on their information. Obviously, you have to review it.
Yes.
Part of it. And last year, 2023, there was a new paragraph in that letter that said, from a particular auditor, that turned around and said, you will not comment on our work to ourselves or the client. All words to that effect.
Yeah.
And that was new to me. So I thought, well, why are you putting that in? And the audit file was not that great.
But it's also because you have to have access to permanent information of that client.
I should really... it's not that I have to have access to the client.
Ideally, in good practice is to have access.
They don't...
You have to create your own file.
Yeah, exactly. So that having their permanent audit file...
I'm not saying you take it away from them because they have to hold on to it. What I'm saying is about able to see elements of history.
I don't necessarily need to see the permanent audit file. I need to see the testing on the opening balances.
Yep.
So I need to see how they planned the audit, how they've tested it, and what conclusions they breached. Has there been any qualifications, comments on internal control, anything like that? So the actual permanent audit file, probably not so much, but auditors are quite resistant to give you that information, or they will give you a limited access time, or they'll watch you what you're watching, which I've had since COVID. Screen shares on Teams.
They don't really flip through really quickly.
No, they give me access, but they're watching what I'm looking at. That's fine.
Yeah,
that's fine. I just feel that there are enough clients, there are enough businesses that the whole professional clearance saga, as we can call it, does not have to be so hard. You don't have to sit there and put everything into PDF. Be a little bit helpful. Send them the Excel working papers.
Do you request that in the handover letter though? Like, can it be requested in the Excel format? Because we do. We specifically ask it.
But they do.
No, they never do. I know they never do, but we
was always much of, in my old employment, it would be right, we print everything to PDF. I was like, no, I'm just going to send the Excel.
Yeah.
Well, why would I deliberately want to make something difficult for another accountant?
Yeah, exactly. It's
they're going, the client's going. They could be going anywhere, but they're leaving us. Whatever reason, they're leaving us, whether it be price, whether it be service, anything, they are leaving. So let's just let them go.
Yeah, so we don't. So you also have requested the professional clearance.
Yeah.
Let's say it's gone smoothly. What's the next thing that you then go through? Process.
So then it'd be a case of having a look at the software.
Yes.
So hopefully they are on QuickBooks Xero, Frisian, or any other provider. And we get access to that and we go and look. Check opening balances.
Yep.
Generally not posted half the time. from people I'm taking over from. I then go and put the prior year's accounts onto TaxCalc. So TaxCalc is what I use for my accounts production and tax production. I will then do that at that point rather than so it's all ready when I'm ready to do the next year end. And I've got it and it agrees. TaxCalc agrees to the software. So I go through and I'll do that. And then I will probably then have a chat with the client going, right, we're good to go. Let's go and start the payroll, start the bookkeeping, start the VAT returns, put them on my little Excel workflow spreadsheet so they're all there and who's allocated to the right person. And we get started basically on the actual work in line with the proposal.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's the point. We're very much similar to you. We just don't have the workflow fancy spreadsheet like you.
I can give you.
We established the workflows and the engager, but that we're very much like you. Could get access to software. Well, obviously, we've built in where we use a particular software that allows us to do a health check on clients. Software allows us to identify something, or we feel that like open balances are missing, or other areas we might need to look into. But then that's all part of then building on and creating that relationship with the client, isn't it? So how would you then do that? How would you create that relationship once you've gone through the professional clearance?
So when I'm having a discovery call with a client, I let them know that the methods of communication with me. So I'm a sole practitioner and I've got bookkeepers, tax manager and admin underneath me. So I'm the main contact for everyone. I don't have client managers. So the way they contact me best is email and WhatsApp. I have one phone for both personal and business, so I'm always on that phone.
As I experienced last night. Constant WhatsApp messages to a client. Cool, that's top-notch service.
Using the dictation in my phone.
But that's creating a relationship. They know they can just talk to you, ask a question. The amount of times when we initially had that relationship with a client, say, I don't want to ask, I might feel like I'm asking a stupid question. We tell them, there's no stupid question. Ask the question, you get the understanding. That's what we're here for. There's no stupid question. If you don't ask it, you won't know. But say you've got the onboarding and then you've gone through the clearance, you've got access to software. Would you then try and push them on to another software, or you're niching on the software, or do you believe that the software has to work to the client?
So I believe the software has to work to a client. However, when I started the practice, I initially wanted everyone to be able, I say everyone, it was me and my other half. But as people were joining us, I wanted them to be aware of all the softwares. However, trying to keep on top of your certification on QuickBooks, your certification on Xero, your certification on Free Agent, and any other software, it's hard.
It's hard.
It is hard. It's changing all the time. It's in the cloud, so all these softwares are changing all the time. I was more comfortable with QuickBooks because that was what we used. So I made the decision that if we are doing the day-to-day bookkeeping, we will recommend that we will do that on QuickBooks. There are a couple of clients that are on Xero and a couple of clients on Free Agent that we do the bookkeeping for. One particularly on Xero prefers the API, so they're staying on Xero. So we said to them, okay, we will do the VAT return, but you will need Xero bookkeeping. I've got one client that we do the bookkeeping for, but that is because my bookkeeper, Karen, wants to keep her hand in Xero. And the same with Free Agent. But predominantly, we're QuickBooks based because that's where everyone feels comfortable.
And the knowledge is within that system, software.
Exactly.
We were QuickBooks to begin with, and then we've kind of evolved to looking at Xero, Free Agent. Again, I used the term on another episode of Jack of all trades, master of none. We don't, because we truly believe that each software has something slightly better than the others. And if that business, our client's business is growing and that software then can't deliver, when they're looking to move. So we move from people from QuickBooks to Xero, and move from people from Xero to QuickBooks. And equally now Free Agent's becoming a big part of how they're improving their software. And we're looking at going, actually, that's adding more value to certain clients, and therefore we should be looking into that. But I mean, the certification is definitely hard to keep on top of, but we are pushing our staff to keep doing it because it means we're adding more. I see we're adding more value to our clients because we're able to look at other software and say, look, this is going to give you the better information, allow you to prosper as a client. But I wouldn't impose a software on a client.
No.
I would ask them to go and really think about it.
Yeah, definitely. I think I will say, do you have a preference at discovery? If they prefer one, but if they prefer one, they tend to be doing the bookkeeping themselves anyway.
Yeah.
I've got a client that we're currently moving at the moment. They are zero, but they have nothing to do with it whatsoever. So I'm going to move them to QuickBooks, use Move My Books. I think QuickBooks and Xero offer the free
Yes.
movement of a couple of years.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get them moved over to that gives me the flexibility of my team to be able, if someone's on holiday,
Yes.
we can move it between them. So I'll always check that at handover.
Yeah. I think it's important from the very outset that we truly understand where the client's journey's going.
Yeah.
And then work out whether the software fits them.
Yeah.
And that's also part of the process from the very outset of the professional clearance.
Yeah. So handover can be challenging.
Yes. Definitely.
Client communication methods, we probably let them communicate with us however they want. But
they've got to feel at ease, basically.
Exactly. I find out WhatsApp is definitely my top method of communication by my clients, which works really well. And neither of us are particularly staying with one software provider.
Absolutely not, no.
Fabulous. Right. Nice talking to you.
And you.
And we'll be back for our next episode soon.